We are back at it again here with another video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the top stocks right now that are setting up to possibly short squeeze. If not, they're in the process of it, and it's going to be important to know about these charts and how much short interest they have, because as I pull up here, you could see there's two of them here. One's from the New York Stock Exchange, the other one's from the NASDAQ, and one has currently 42% of the float in short interest, and the other one is 52%. These are pretty high. 20% is usually considered pretty high short interest, and they are slightly higher than that. Now, this was not the only stocks having volatility right now. They're experiencing it, and we're going to break down their charts, but also the SPY did as well in the overall market, and our SPY bot sent out a bull indicator at 12:40 p.m., and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are, pulled up with the SPY, did a full transition to the upside, and in today's volatility, both of these stocks that I'm about to share with you guys with really high short interest, as we see here, we're pushing up higher as well. We're going to break it all down in today's video, but before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations, and if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from our Netflix bot. Our Netflix bot, NFLX stock bot, sent out a bull indicator at 12:46 p.m. and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 70% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. And we look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So we're going to go ahead and look at these two charts with 42 vision as well as their short interest data and what's going on with them. And 42 vision allows us to see the dips from the rips. So if it's your first time coming across the channel, white with red borders is what I call the dip area. Bright green bars is the rip area, and you could see it there, the full transitions, and it allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So the first one we're going to take a look at here that has 42% of short interest is going to be Upstart Holdings, guys, listed on the NASDAQ, UPST stock, 42% of short interest, which 20% or higher is considered high. This is nearly double of the total float here. 42% is short, right? Pretty big amount, pretty huge. And Upstart Holdings has been pulled down with the overall market, which we're going to go ahead and look at here in just a moment. Here within the charts, you could see that it's been under a bull indicator since March 29th. at around the $13 range. It's gone up nearly $4. The inflows have been dominating here all this time, but in this divergence as it's been going higher and at this slight pause here of 1550 mark and pushing up higher, outflows have began. Now, if this is your first time coming across the channel, once again, this is our inflow versus outflow indicator, which you can gain access to as well. It has started to show outflows, but it has not crossed the midpoint. Now, I'm going to zoom out and you can see how significant the moves become when those outflows cross. Now, they're not guaranteed to be the same exact moves, but when those outflows cross, things get moving. And same thing vice versa to the upside when those inflows cross over. You can see it right there. Once those inflows crossed over, followed by that bull indicator, things have moved up from $13 so far to highs here of 1730s. Now, here we are with it in the after hours and today's volatility trying to push back up, but outflows are really close there, and it's something to not ignore in the short term. But I'm going to share with you guys what it is I came across that's very interesting for the longer term in a few days and weeks, right? You could see here it's trying to fill up a gap, and where the double rejection happened and it was almost a triple rejection was up here near the $20 mark, and then above that the big rejection before coming all the way down to $13 was around $22. Now, we are going to look at the options chain, and it looks very interesting, like someone or large investors or a large amount of investors are positioning themselves thinking or betting that the possibility to go back to 20 or above it, that these positions can end up in the money. That seems to be their expectation based off their positioning, right? Which we're going to look at the options chain in just a moment. And if shorts get squeezed in the process, that can create even further volatility if the shorts aren't already getting squeezed, because this is a pretty significant move in just a few days, right? So let's go ahead and look at it here at the options chain. So here we are with Upstart sitting at around 1718 at the close, and it's showing here April 21st, right? Not the end of this week, the end of next week, right? Almost a week and a half of expiration on 2023. When you zoom down here, you go ahead and see open interest in the thousands here near the money. But when you go a little bit further out and you go towards $20, you see 10,000 open interest, and today's volume was about 10 to 20% of that. And if more of this volume translates into open interest, that goes ahead and shows that there's a large amount of investors or positioning into this strike that are hoping for it to go in the money, and they are expecting that based off the charts or the possibility of a squeeze. It's all speculation right now, but we can see through the options chain there's a huge amount of open interest here, and open interest is the amount of positions that are open and being held each day at close, and the next day when it opens, this updates. And as long as this number stays this high or goes higher, that means that more positions are being held and entering into this contract. Now, this contract has about a week and a half until expiration, and then you also have here some even bigger bettors towards 2250 and so forth, right? And that's as far as it goes here with the 20 strikes that I have pulled up. But I found that one to be very, very interesting here, the $20 mark, and based off the history of the chart, it seems like it's trying to gap up there, but it has a long way to go, right? And that's where the triple rejection happens. So that's going to be a huge resistance. It's not even guaranteed to reach it or break through it, but it is something to not ignore and overlook. And so far, things have gone moving from way down here at $13 to $17, and that's a pretty near expiration date. It's not that far. So very high risk, and in no shape or form am I sharing financial advice or telling you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions, whether it's shares or options in Upstart. I'm just here to share with you guys my due diligence, what I found interesting, and I hope you guys learned something new from this, informational purposes, the entertainment purposes about it, right? I'm here to share this with you guys, and this is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Once again, not financial advice. Now, the second stock on this list of what we're looking at here with high short interest, this nearly has 52%, is right here, Carvana, right? CVNA stock listed on the New York Stock Exchange, 52% short of the float, and you can see it there. CVNA stock, Carvana company, right? Carvana stock has a huge amount of short interest. A lot of people have been watching this one and talking about it. It ended up near below $10. It's back up towards it. It hasn't broken through it yet, but when we look at it here, you can see it is getting close to $10 again after rejecting that area last week. Now, this one's a little bit more volatile, a little bit more choppy, and it's actually back under a bull indicator after getting a bear indicator, and it did a full transition from the rip area to the dip area, and the inflows are red really close to the midpoint, and it's going to be crucial for this to pull upwards, right? The last time it actually hit highs here of inflows, it hit 1.89, and things moved from $7 all the way up to $10.68. Now, not guaranteed to make the same exact move, but it's going to be crucial for inflows to pick up here for this to be justified as the possibility of shorts getting squeezed out of their positions. And when you zoom out, it's been pretty choppy, right? It goes up towards 10, rejects it. It hasn't been able to break it in several months, right? So it's going to be critical and crucial if that $10 mark gets broken through. The next area of resistance above that a lot of people are watching is $12 to $13 and then $15. Now, not guaranteed to reach those areas, but let's look at the options chain and what it is that the CVNA stock options chain is showing, right? Are there people holding large positions out of the money? Do they think it's going to go further up? Let's go ahead and take a look. So here we are with April 21st, 2023. And here we are with CVNA stock options chain. And you can see here, once you go ahead and hit already out of the money, the strike price of $10, it has an open interest of 14,200. And the volume was nearly 10% of the open interest. So if a lot of this volume actually translates into open interest going into tomorrow and the rest of this week, that goes ahead and shows that somebody believes or has the conviction, or there's investors out there holding these positions, keeping the open interest high, believing that the chances are there of going in the money or even getting closer to it, right? Even if it just goes one step up, right? But the goal really is usually they want to see this go in the money. That's why a lot of options traders swing trade or look to actually get deeper in the money to get that gamma ramp and ramping up the value with the deltas. Now, when I go ahead and scroll down here, you could see the strike price 12.5. The call section also has pretty low volume today, but a very high amount of open interest in the 10,000 mark. I mean, it's a lot higher than every other strike around it, other than the one up here of the $10 strike with 14,000. Seems like the two areas that we just talked about within the chart that are looking like resistance and actual levels to watch are the areas where these high concentrations of open interest lie right now. Now, if shorts get squeezed in the process, things can move pretty quickly up to those levels. Now, again, it's not guaranteed, but tying it up with what's going on in the charts, under a bull indicator here on the 1 hour, inflows are above. If you zoom into the 30-minute, lots of more volatility, but inflows are above here again. And we also have a bull indicator and full transition so far from the dip area to the rip area. It's going to be significantly important for these inflows to continue up and continue that rip area of bright green bars back to back. Something like what happened here. But it's not guaranteed to make the same exact move, but something to not ignore as it's approaching $10. And that's the first strike with the highest amount of open interest, as we saw here in the options chain with 14,000, and then followed here by 10,000 open interest of the 12.5 mark. And when you go over to the chart, you could see the resistance levels there of about $10 area and then up here towards the $12 mark. So it's going to be critical and crucial to watch these inflows, the bull and bear indicators, and also looking for bullish confirmations in the possibility of shorts getting squeezed out of their positions as this is slowly moving upwards. Now, Upstart looks like it's moved a lot faster than CVNA. We'll have to see if they both move or if they actually don't move. We need to see. It's going to be critical to see what is going on in the charts moving forward. This is something to not ignore with all this data coming together and looking at the charts, pairing it up, and looking like an opportunity, right? Again, this is not guaranteed. This is all speculation. This is just my findings, and I'm just here to share with you guys, not financial advice, and in no shape or form am I telling you guys to buy any positions, whether it's shares or options of CVNA stock or even Upstart stock, okay? I hope you guys learned something new. I'm going to be watching the bull and bear indicators, the inflow versus outflow, and also how these levels turn out with the transitions on 42 vision and those key levels that I shared to the upside that are key resistance levels on both stocks. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.